Hey, I'm Cornelis. Welcome to Your Band is a Business. Today, I'm going to talk about the importance of having an image as an artist, and I'm going to give you some tips and some ideas to help you develop your own image. But first, I will start with a short story. Recently, I played a gig with my band, and it was a Halloween gig, so everyone was dressed up. I dressed up as a kind of skeleton figure. Maybe you've seen the stop motion animated movie by Tim Burton called A Nightmare Before Christmas. So I looked a little bit like the character Jack from that. I will leave a link to the a video from the performance, by the way, so you can check it out. Anyway, so I had black and white makeup to make my head look like a skull, and I had a skeleton outfit, and the other guys in the band were also dressed in black and white. If I didn't know myself and I saw a picture of us, I would have thought maybe we were a metal band. So it was a very striking image. Anyway, so I posted on social media, videos, pictures, etc. And I got some good traction in terms of views and likes and comments and shares and that kind of stuff. And afterwards, people, in the next days, people commented and said, "Oh, I saw pictures or I saw a video of the gig. You guys looked really cool, really, great image." And that just reminded me again of the importance of having a striking image. Now, it was Halloween, obviously, so people were in the mood to engage with that kind of content. But I had to admit myself, looking at the pictures, it was a very striking image. And on top of that as well, over the past, I would say, year or so, I've noticed quite a few artists and bands get a lot of traction purely from their image. Now, a lot of you will say, well, that's nothing new. But to me, and from what I'm seeing, it's going to a whole new level because I've seen some bands post videos of themselves walking through the streets. The soundtrack is not their music, it's music from other bands in their genre. And that is clever, by the way, because it makes sure that the content gets in front of the right people. Anyway, and uh, these videos are just getting comments and likes, and they're getting follows, and people are saying, "Oh, I can't wait to hear your music. You guys look so cool." And it's just one of these things. I admit I feel jealous because I think they haven't even released music yet, and yet people are saying how they feel so excited. Who knows what the music's going to be like, if it will be good or not, but people just think, oh, they look cool, so it must be good. um and yeah, it's nothing new, but for me, I just find myself becoming more and more cynical slash realistic, depending on how you want to view it. Whereas back in the day, I used to think, okay, it's 10% image, 90% music. And then I thought, no, no, okay, it's 20% image, 80% music. And that is shifting and shifting. And now honestly, I feel like it's 90% image and 10% about the music, at least in terms of getting the attention. It's just crazy. And okay, that's the reality. So what can we do as independent musicians? What can we learn from this? Because I'm sure you are like me, where I believe in my music 100%. So many people, when they hear the music, they say, wow, this is really good. So I just need to get it out in front of more people, and I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let the music down, and I'm sure you feel the same way, right? So let's figure out how to get our music in front of people, and if that means getting better at the visual aspect, then that's the way it's going to be. So anyway, I have some thoughts about it because I have worked on my image, although it's not 100% dialed in. I have put effort into it, and it has given me some rewards. So I do have some ideas about things that have worked for me, and maybe you have your own ideas, and please leave them in the comments. Anyway, so where do we start? Well, the first thing to do is you need to do some research. Either create a Pinterest account or create a folder and do searches for your favorite bands, artists, and other, celebrities, movie stars, all that kind of stuff. People that you think look cool, that have a cool image. And look outside of your core genre, look to the past, not just what's going on in the present, and take inspiration. Just save the images in Pinterest or in your folder, and basically do that research to collect lots of inspiration. Um, now, obviously, there's going to be certain artists that you think look really cool. You think, oh, okay, that artist, I like the jacket they're wearing, or I like their hairstyle, all that kind of stuff. But the next thing that you should think about is how that is going to apply to you. Because first of all, you don't want to look like you're trying to be another artist. But second of all, you have a different skin tone, you have different eye color, you have different hair color, different body shape, different head shape. So you can't just wear the same clothes because it won't quite look right on you. So how do you figure out what will look good on you? Now, there's a whole aspect of clothing and fashion that I'm not an expert on, but there are people out there that know about this. So if you do search for which clothing colors match my skin tone, or which clothing colors match my eye color and hair color, then you will find lots of articles about that. You'll find information. So, for example, I know that people that have very light skin and ginger or red hair look good in olive colors and green colors. You have to be careful that you don't remind people of Christmas and and look like a Christmas tree. But yeah, olive colors work for people that have light skin and ginger hair. So there's going to be information out there for you to figure out what will suit you. And also, for example, something to think about is sunglasses, because musicians love to wear sunglasses, right? Because when you're performing, the lights are in your eyes. So sunglasses, right? They come in all kinds of different shapes and sizes, but we all have different head and face shapes. So different types of sunglasses will look better or not so good on you. So again, if you do a search for which sunglasses suit my face shape or my head shape, then you'll discover, oh, okay, maybe Ray-Bans don't look good on me, but the aviators style looks good on me, or maybe the round shaped sunglasses look good on me. Anyway, do research on that, and so that you'll know which colors suit you. You'll know in terms of head, in terms of your head, so sunglasses, hats, things like that, what will suit you. Also think about or do research on the cut or shape of clothes that will suit your body shape, and that means that you take that knowledge about what suits you as an individual, and you take the knowledge about what you like from other musicians, artists, rock stars, movie stars, and you combine those two things, then you will find things that will suit you, that will look good on you. So then it's not just a case of, oh, okay, I'm going to buy the same jacket as this rock star. No, I'm going to find a jacket that is similar to that, but it's in a color that suits me, it's in a shape that suits me. So that's a really good starting point. Now, something to think about is that you want to try and be larger than life. You want to almost become a caricature of yourself, so that that you are that you look different from the type of people that is seen out and about in regular day-to-day life. Now, I know this can feel awkward and weird, and to be honest, I'm not, that's something I feel a little bit uncomfortable with, not in terms of that I feel embarrassed about wearing certain types of clothes, but because my personality is kind of a low-key personality. But I understand when it comes to being an artist, you have to be larger than life. Even if you're maybe an introspective singer-songwriter, there's, I'm sure you can think of examples of that type of artist that still have a good image. There are musicians that are introspective or quiet, but they have a good image that stands out, so that uh, you want to ideally be in a situation where you walk in the room and people immediately think, "Hey, who is that? Is that an artist, a rock star, a movie star, that kind of thing?" Now, there everyone will have a different line that they want to draw, right? So some people want to be the next Chapel Roan or Lady Gaga or whatever, and for other people that's too extreme. And the same, the same applies if you are uh, a metal artist or whatever, right? Some people would want to be the next Slipknot or Sleep Token, whereas others want to draw the line before that, and not go that too far. We all have to decide for ourselves where we draw that line, what feels authentic to you. So have a think about you know how you want to convey yourself, and think of how you're dressing yourself. It's just another aspect of your overall brand. So what your music is about, how it sounds, the artwork that you choose or make for your singles and your albums, it's just another aspect of that. And so think about how what you're wearing is communicating what you are about as an artist. And just as a quick side note, notice how in all my videos I wear this guitar hoodie, right? And don't worry, I have a couple, and I also wash them. So you don't when it comes to putting your outfit together, you can buy multiples of the same thing and wash them, right? You don't just have to wear one jacket all the time. Now, uh, following on from that, I should say it is a good idea to have some kind of consistency in your image. So if there's anything that you can do on a consistent basis, that means that people again will be trained to recognize you quickly. And again, you can think of there are artists out there that always wear certain hats or a certain color for their clothes, right? And over time it just gets burned into people's minds, so that when they're flicking through their phone or on TV or YouTube or whatever, they instantly recognize, oh, it's that person. So any kind of consistency is going to be good. So what I've been doing over the past year and a half or so is that I've been wearing these bright red and bright orange tracksuit tops, these Fila tracksuit tops, and that has worked, I would say, to an extent. Like people have recognized me and said, oh yeah, I when I'm on my phone, it like it stands out. Now my overall image, it still needs some work, but that is definitely something that is helping. And I have several of those, and underneath I'm wearing white t-shirts, and obviously I have a whole bunch of white t-shirts, so I'm not wearing the same white t-shirt every day, right? And I do mix things up a little bit, but overall I would say I'm trying to wear that get up in maybe 70% of my social media. Um, so if there's anything you can do to have some kind of consistency, like, oh, okay, I'm always going to wear this hat, or I'm always going to wear this jacket, that is really going to help. Something that is adjacent to that is the props that you are associated with. So, or what's another word for that? The word escapes me. What's the word for, oh, accessories, accessories. So bracelets and sunglasses and hats. So those can be part of your signature look. And then in terms of props, think about the instruments that you play, what they look like. So there are guitar players that are always playing a certain brand of guitar, and that is part of their image. For example, with myself, I have several electric guitars now that are either cream colored or Arctic white. So I'm making that part of my image because that fits with my white t-shirt, and I often wear white trainers as well. So I'm trying to create these little synergies in terms of the colors that I'm wearing in order to create this this unconscious part of my brand, because some parts are quite upfront, like people will notice those, and other things are a bit more subtle. So think in terms of the accessories, like is it a particular bracelet that you're wearing all the time, or particular sunglasses. Think about little things that you can do consistently that will feed into your overall brand. Now, the image that you're creating for yourself, it's not going to be forever, right? It's going to change over time, but what you want to have is that you want to be fairly consistent over the course of perhaps a year. Or if you want to have an example from the big pop industry, think about Taylor Swift, how she has these eras, or David Bowie back in the day, he had eras, right? Where it's an album cycle basically. David Bowie would have this look that he would have for an album or a couple of albums, and the same goes for Taylor Swift. So and there's other artists I'm sure that you can think of. When it comes time to releasing new music, they come along with a whole new album. The band Fontaines DC is another good example from the post-punk indie rock world. So don't think that you are locked into a particular image forever. You can go through different phases, but it does help to be consistent for a period of time. So whether that's an album cycle or a year and a bit, whatever, think about what suits you. And you can evolve it slowly over time, or you can be very drastic in your change of image. But you have to be careful with that, because again, you're building up a brand over time and you want to be recognizable. And if you change your image, if you're not at a level of fame, then a sudden change of image will confuse people. They'll think, oh, well, first of all, they won't recognize you as quickly, and second of all, if they do recognize you, they think, oh, is something drastically different in terms of the music or something. But when you've reached a certain level of fame, then people will go along with it and they'll be excited. They'll think, oh, is there a change of music happening? What's going on? But for people like us, independent artists that are starting out, we still need to build a brand and build an image. So, what have I covered so far? Look for examples, create a lookbook, Pinterest, Google Images, that kind of thing, create a folder, save lots of examples, do some research on what suits you so that you can not try and imitate exactly the examples that you like, but that you can make it your own so that it suits your body shape, your skin tone, your hair color, all that kind of stuff. Think about things that you can do consistently so that you are always wearing a jacket, this particular jacket, or you're known for always wearing these funky trainers, or you've got like a particularly interesting hairstyle. See if there's something that you can do that is consistent over time that becomes part of your signature look. You can also think of certain accessories. Those are more subtle usually. Well, it depends. Some artists are well known for wearing a particular hat. Think of, for example, the guitar player Slash from Guns N' Roses, or Pharrell, who went through a period where he was always wearing very wide-brimmed hats. So it can be quite overt, but usually accessories are a bit more subtle. And then the props are often also can be part of an image, and they are often more on the subtle side in terms of reminding people who you are. So it could be that you always play a particular brand of instrument, or type of instrument, or a color instrument, or are always seen in a particular color car or something like that. Just props don't necessarily have to be just the instruments, right? You can think more broadly than that. But yeah, think of those things as well. And the overall aim is to dial up your personality. You want people to get a sense of who you are as an artist and what your music is about from the way that you look. And you want to dial up. You're not trying to be something you're not. You're not trying to be a fake person, but you're trying to dial up your personality to make it a bit larger than life, almost like a cartoon character. Not when I say cartoon, not in a stupid way, right? Where you're being silly, but you're just a more exaggerated version of of your everyday self. And all of those things together should go a long way to creating your image. Now, it's going to be there's going to be experimentation. You're going to try things and they're not going to work, and you're going to look at some pictures and think, okay, that's silly, that doesn't work. Don't be embarrassed about it, because at the end of the day, nobody really is noticing, right? That's the great thing of 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 things that don't work, is that hardly anybody sees them. It's the same with YouTube, right? If I make a video that isn't very good, then nobody will see it, so there's nothing to worry about. Same goes for experimenting with your image. You know, some people might say, haha, that's a stupid hat. Don't worry about it. You know, you're just trying out new things. And once you discover what really works for you, then it will help you a lot. And I promise you, a lot of your favorite artists, they tried all kinds of things. And maybe there's some pictures out there from their early days that hardly anybody sees except for the people that are hardcore fans, and they just think it's endearing. They actually like that kind of stuff. They think, oh, it's so cute how they were trying to figure out their image early in their career. So it's all good in the end. Anyway, so those are my thoughts about how to create your image, how to be better at creating your image and displaying your brand through your clothing and what you wear. It's something that I'm still working on. I have some things that I do. So as I said, I have these bright tracksuit tops, white t-shirt, usually grey jeans, and different types of white trainers. So I'm not wearing the same trainers all the time. I have different trainers, Converse and some other brands, but they're all white. And yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty good image. But maybe I can take things to the next level, especially when it comes to autumn and winter, because I haven't quite figured that out. And that's something I should think about now that we are in the autumn and almost winter, because yeah, it's challenging to dress in a way that, you know, just wearing big coats. Right? I have to think about that. So that's something that I'm going to think about and research and see if there's anything I can do so that when I'm out and about creating content outside, I still have a strong image. Anyway, that's it for today. Leave a comment. Let me know what you have done to create your image. Do you have any tips for other people on where to get inspiration, how to dress, what works for you, what doesn't work for you? Let us all know in the comments so that we can all learn from each other. And I'll speak to you guys next time.